Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the absolute holy grail of fitness. For decades, we've basically been told you have to choose, right? You either cut calories to lose fat or you bulk up to build muscle. But what if you could actually do both at the exact same time? Well, it's called body recomposition. And when it's done correctly, you look leaner, you feel stronger, and amazingly, you aren't walking around starving all day. So we're going to map out an exact, science-backed blueprint drawn directly from clinical nutrition to show you exactly how to rapidly drop body fat while keeping and even building your muscle mass. Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to break this masterclass down into 4 precise pillars: setting your baseline, the optimal workout routine, rethinking your diet, and finally, recovery and supplements. Kicking things off with pillar number 1, setting your baseline. It is officially time to throw away the scale. If you want to see fast, consistent changes, you have to fundamentally shift how you're measuring your progress. Because here's the thing, that traditional bathroom scale is actually sabotaging you. It only gives you one metric, your total weight, and that completely hides silent muscle loss. Just imagine stepping on the scale. You see you've lost 10 pounds, and you celebrate. Awesome, right? But what if 5 of those pounds were pure muscle? Your body composition actually just got worse, even though the number went down. So to fix this, you need real data. You need to know your exact body fat percentage and your specific muscle mass in pounds. Now, you can get this through a DEXA scan or, for a much more practical, affordable option, an in-body scan. You can usually find in-body machines at local gyms or supplement stores. Takes just a few minutes, and you should really be checking this data every 2 weeks just to make sure your muscle mass is staying the same or going up while that body fat is going down. Moving right along to pillar 2, the optimal workout routine. We're focusing heavily on strength and walking here. We need a combined routine that literally forces your body to burn fat without cannibalizing your hard-earned muscle. To anchor this in some actual science, subjects in this one incredible 4-week study were able to lose 10.5 pounds of pure fat while simultaneously gaining 2.6 pounds of muscle. Just think about how dramatic a shift that is in a single month. Your clothes would fit entirely differently, and they pulled this off by combining a specific strength training routine with a high-protein diet. Now, the subjects in this particular study were doing a pretty rigorous 6-day-a-week protocol, but don't worry, you absolutely do not need to live in the gym to get amazing results. Here's the exact, actionable routine recommended for sustainable body recomposition. You want to aim for just 3 days of total body strength training. About 30 to 60 minutes a session is perfect, just making sure you're hitting all the major muscle groups. Then, pair that with 30 minutes of brisk walking per day. That low-intensity cardio is absolutely key because it primarily burns fat as fuel without tapping into your muscle stores. Now, notice what's specifically missing from this list? Repeated running. Pounding the pavement with endless high-intensity cardio can actually spike your hunger cravings and cause your body to start burning muscle for energy. It's a trap. You absolutely must balance your training with adequate recovery days. Otherwise, you're just working against your own goals. All right, on to pillar 3, rethinking your diet. Let's talk protein and calories. We're about to completely flip traditional diet advice on its head here. I want to pose this question directly to you. Should you actually track your calories to lose body fat? I mean, for decades, the loudest voices in fitness have just yelled, eat less, move more, right? But obsessively tying yourself to a calorie tracker usually just leads to feeling totally overwhelmed. Believe it or not, it actually ends up triggering more hunger and binge-like behaviors simply because you are constantly fixated on how little you're allowed to eat. So instead of tracking, you should leverage your body's natural built-in mechanisms to eat less without ever feeling deprived. Studies actually show that when you switch to a high-protein diet, you naturally cut your daily intake by about 400 to 500 calories without even trying. You're eating until you're fully satisfied, you're ditching the stress of the tracker, and you're creating a highly sustainable fat loss environment. Now, let's directly contrast that natural, easy protein deficit with the absolute dangers of engineered foods. Ultra-processed fats and carbs, stuff like crackers, cookies, ice cream, they do the exact opposite of protein. They literally trick your body's satiety signals, often causing you to eat around 800 more calories per day. So if you're aiming for body recomposition, these engineered foods are basically a guaranteed ticket to weight gain. They actively fight against everything you're trying to achieve. So if protein is our secret weapon, how much do we actually need? Well, your specific daily protein target should sit right between 0.73 grams and 1 gram per pound of your body weight. If you're doing that highly intense 6-day-a-week training we talked about, Yeah, aim for that 1 gram mark. But if you're following the much more manageable 3-day-a-week routine we outlined earlier, you can absolutely see amazing recomposition results sitting closer to that 0.73 gram per pound mark. But hey, it's not just about total protein, it's about the quality of that protein. And that brings us to the single most crucial muscle building component, leucine. Leucine is the primary amino acid that physically drives your body to create new muscle tissue. Hitting your total daily protein goals, great, for sure, but ensuring that protein is rich in leucine, that is an absolute non-negotiable requirement if you want to maximize this whole body recomposition process. So, where exactly do you get it? Well, sitting at the very top, acting as the undisputed gold standard in sports nutrition, is whey protein isolate. Throwing some zero sugar whey isolate into a smoothie or maybe some Greek yogurt is an incredibly efficient way to flood your system with leucine, especially right around your strength training workouts. Beyond that, animal-based sources like Parmesan and Swiss cheese, chicken, pork, and beef are all fantastic. And if you're plant-based, no worries. You can reliably get your leucine fix from tempeh, firm tofu, and navy beans. You might want to make a mental grocery list out of those. And that brings us to our final pillar, recovery and supplements, and what we call the sleep shock factor. Listen, you can have a totally flawless diet and a perfect workout routine, but failing this one step can literally sabotage everything. The data here is genuinely shocking. Studies show that people who sleep just 5.5 hours a night lose 55% less body fat and lose 60% more muscle mass compared to folks getting 8.5 hours. It's crazy. Why? Well, because the vast majority of our growth hormone is actually produced while we sleep, and that hormone is strictly required for muscle recovery and for signaling your body to burn fat as fuel. If you shortchange your sleep, you're disrupting your growth hormone, which directly leads to losing muscle and gaining fat. On top of that, poor sleep throws your hunger hormones completely out of whack, making you intensely crave all those ultra-processed foods we just talked about. You have to target 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted rest to make this blueprint actually work. Finally, let's talk supplements. The fitness industry is a chaotic mess, right? It's cluttered with thousands of magic pills promising you overnight results. Let's simplify all of that down to a very clean, anti-clutter list of just 3 proven items that clinical nutritionists confirm actually make a substantial difference for body recomposition. Number 1, as we mentioned earlier, whey isolate protein powder to secure that leucine intake. Number 2 is creatine, which is incredibly well researched for boosting muscle energy and growth. And number 3 is magnesium, which can be highly effective for optimizing that absolutely crucial sleep quality we just discussed, while also aiding in muscle recovery. You don't need a zillion supplements, you really just need the ones that actually work. So we've covered the science, the exact workouts, the protein targets, and the non-negotiable need for sleep. But I really want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Take a hard look at your current routine and ask yourself, are you tracking the right data, or are you just desperately chasing a lower number on the wrong scale? True body recomposition isn't about just shrinking away into nothing. It's about building a stronger, leaner, healthier engine. It is time to ditch the bathroom scale, prioritize your protein and your sleep, and start putting this blueprint to work. Until next time, keep learning, keep analyzing, and keep optimizing.